Tonight, we're looking for ways to keep kids from becoming America's Most Wanted. In some neighborhoods, even good kids have a hard time staying out of trouble or staying out of the way of a bullet. Salinas, California used to be one of those places. In 1995, that small farming community had 25 gang-related homicides. This year, just one. That dramatic improvement has caught the attention of a lot of people, including the President of the United States.
Nothing we do in Washington to try to rescue the children of America will work unless it is given life in the commitment of people in every community in America. You are doing that in Salinas. That's what I want every community in America to do. I came here today to honor your efforts in fighting crime and rescuing our children.
One of the people being honored by the President was Angie Morfin.
My mission is to stop seeing the kids die in the streets. I want to help them. We're the ones that made the world the way it is, and they're the ones that have to live in it. They're the ones that suffer out in the street.
Angie knows full well the tragedy of losing a child to the violence of the streets. Angie's 13-year-old son, Rubin, wasn't in a street gang, but his best friend, Willie Navarro, was. As we showed you in our reenactment, Willie was walking Rubin home on December 29, 1990, when they were confronted by a gang. Willie told Rubin to run, but Rubin was stopped by a bullet in the back of his head.
We took a small one, we took it innocent, I took it bad, man. And we got heartbroken at the time, and still is. Some people still can't believe it.
Just days after our interview, Willie was also shot dead.
No one deserves to die. They need a chance in life. And it's so senseless the way they're just killing each other out there.
So Angie, a working mother of 2 other children, decided to do something about it. She takes her anti-gang message straight to the kids.
Hello, my name is Angie Morfin. And I also lost my son in a drive-by shooting.
One of the most effective tools Angie brings with her is our reenactment of her son's senseless murder.
Losing Rubin was one of the hardest things that I've ever had to go through.
The impact of Rubin's murder is overwhelming to the children.
13. He had just turned 13, 28 days. I hope I can at least take one kid so he can drop his guns if he does use them. And he doesn't hurt other mothers like I was hurt.
One of the teens Angie had a strong impact on was a friend of her son's, Tony Valdez. Her message might have helped save his life.
Angie's a real good person. I admire her. She's one of my idols. Not the hardcore gangbanger anymore. She's helped me just realize when you gotta make the right decision and you gotta be strong about everything. And that's what I'm trying to do.
Angie Morfin's not the only mother in Salinas trying to help the children. Through her loss, Angie met Gloria Torres, whose 15-year-old son was killed by a stray gang bullet. They formed a very determined 2-woman group called Mothers Taking Action.
We want to be with my son. We don't want him to die alone.
They talked to all types of kids, even those at juvenile hall. One of those sessions had a surprise ending.
I went up to the boy that killed my son. I offered him some candy. And he just looked up at me. And the next thing I knew, he was standing up and he put his arms around me. And he told me, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about your son. And he didn't say that he killed my son, but I knew.
A year later, that teenager, Eric Lucio, was found guilty of the murder of Gloria's son. Mothers Taking Action is part of a huge coalition working to rescue the children of Salinas. Through local anti-crime measures, Salinas has seen a 73% reduction in gang violence.
What I want to ask everyone in America is, if your community hasn't done what they've done in Salinas, what's your excuse? Get off the dime, go to work, and we'll help you. Every child counts in every community in America. We need more of this.
Well, I don't really know if I've made a difference, but I hope I have. And I hope that the kids stop dying. And I hope that the politicians know out there that we're here and that we were watching them.
Angie's fight for change isn't over, but her search for justice is. Her son's murderer was caught in Mexico, convicted by a Mexican judge. He was sentenced to 20 years in prison. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I was always prepared. You know, little handguns, you know, that you could just use for a fast crime.
Coming up next.
Walking down the block, we robbed the wrong guy. Some guys turned around, kid against the wall, you know. Just robbed an officer, you know.
You robbed a policeman?
Yes.
Definitely the wrong guy.
Yes. If it wasn't for a person to sit me down and speak to me, like I said, I'd have been out there dealing drugs, probably in jail, probably one of them on America's Most Wanted, you know.